Mr. B's a hottie. Too bad he wants to get it in with April.
No, he doesn't. Why would you say that?
So in both the book that this is based on, Palo Alto Stories, and the film, I think there's a more authentic version of teen life presented. How did you set out to capture that?
For me, it was a matter of taking from experience that I'd had and other people had had around me growing up in Palo Alto in the 90s. And then, like any writer, kind of structuring it and putting it together so it, the stories have arcs and things like that. But I also was aware that I was culling very dark material that, and if I look at like early drafts of the book or other stories that I'd written at the time, I could see efforts to try and bring in like the studious students or, all the straight A students that were around me at Palo Alto High School, and they certainly were there. It's just that's, whatever they were going through, I just couldn't bring to life because I think it's just not how I felt in high school. For me, it felt really intense. And so I thought, well, if I put this group of stories together, it won't be a broad reflection of all experiences in high school, but it'll give an impression of how intense high school can feel. And so that's how I put it together. And then Gia went to the book, and she didn't use every story. She chose, I think, very wisely, but she picked the ones I think that spoke to her.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I had to combine some characters and make it fit for the screen, but I just really loved his stories, and it felt like it depicted those awkward teenage years really perfectly, and I felt like there aren't many movies or TV shows today that really show that, and I was sort of hoping to see that myself and convey those emotions, because they're such such an interesting time.
I'm curious how you went about choosing the stories to include, and did you have an input on the ones that you really wanted to see brought to the screen?
No, I asked Gia to do it, and for me that was, as far as the movie goes, my biggest creative decision. That I would say, all right, I want Gia to do it, and once she said yes, then I wanted the Gia Coppola kind of experience. Like I wanted her to take it and run with it. So it was totally up to her. I said, the way I would do it is just pick the ones that speak to you or your favorite ones, and start fleshing those out and adapting those to the screen, and then see how they fit together.
Yeah, he said take the stories that you like, and I had all these sort of separate screenplays, and one of them we made into a test film, and so through that experience I could see what was working and what wasn't, and then having all these separate screenplays, I kind of was able to combine them and make it more of an ensemble.
You wanted the Gia Coppola experience. What was your reaction to seeing your work seen through her eyes?
It was great. I mean, it was everything I wanted. I went into this, like, I pointedly did not direct this myself, so I wanted her to take it somewhere, else than just where the book was. And it was awesome. I in some ways I feel like she made my characters even cooler than I imagined them, or at least what my real experience was. Of course, they're troubled. They're not cool in the sense of the popular kids on a TV show or something where everything's glossy. But my sense of cool, where it's like, oh, these kids are interesting. Like I wanna know more about them, and I just want to be with them. So I was nothing but pleased when I saw the material.
I'm older, and I know that there aren't a lot of good things around, and I know that you are really good.
Why do you have to try so hard to seem crazy?
Do you even think she's pretty?
She's pretty. I don't think she's that pretty.
Like corrected your paper.
You could have just corrected it. You didn't have to rewrite the whole thing.
You're going down the tunnel of death.
You're young. You don't know why you do things. But there's always a reason.